Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy, and yet another day where we're scrambling around, but what's new, right? Now, that's to say that sales have been pretty darn solid, and that's why the title, Are Sales Back to Normal? Because that's an open question I sort of have for everyone out there. It feels like, and if you're looking at the numbers, I think eBay says that I'm up by about 30-something% on the other account. It's not so hot. It's like we haven't had a sale in like days. Now, I kind of been doing this as sort of an experiment to see what would happen if on my main account, I just focus my energy on listing every day, even with all the distractions and stuff that we've been dealing with. And then the other account, we're sending offers, we're doing all the different things with end items sell similar, but we're not really listing. And I wanted to kind of see what has happened. And what has happened is we had like a run of like 4 or 5 days with no sales. And then like at the end of last week, we had like 3 days of like sales on that secondary account, the one that you look at. And it died again. And then whereas the main account, because we're constantly daily listing and doing all the things along with that, it's been really consistent and and I was talking to Josh Galt today on the phone that it seems like because of the being sick the last 3 weeks, kind of off and on, just not feeling good, including today, but that the garage experiment that I've been dealing with, and that was a 3-day thing, and then trying to spend a little time with a friend that's left. I'm not going to go into that, but all those things, those distractions, right? I really feel like I could have done better, a lot better. And my store is shrinking down to like 195 listings or something like that, down from like 215, 220. I'm not too panicked about it, but if I would have just had more time spent doing the things that we all talk about, I probably would have even better sales. So that's a silver lining to look at. And going forward, I don't have the distractions that I've had. The work area is really great. Have a lot of you create your own efficiencies with just kind of keeping it more organized. And my work table a little bit bigger. That was a pain in the butt to deal with. It's nothing special to look at, but it is functional, and that's what I needed. So looking forward to getting a lot of stuff listed here and getting kind of caught up, and hopefully the sales will continue in the right direction, where I'm like 30-something% up over the last 30 days. So hopefully you guys can let me know how you're doing down below. Now, the other thing, and I don't know how many people have tuned into the title wanting to know what giveaway we're doing, but here's kind of what happened. You guys know that I like my technology. And you guys know that when it comes to technology, well, some of you guys know that I'm kind of bougie, right? Meaning that if I'm not finding that something is exactly what I want, I either send it back or whatever. So I've been through scales like most people go through underwear. Okay. I bought a scale, thought it was great, but it didn't have one function. And I had to go buy another scale to replace it. So I have that scale I'm giving away on this live. There's nothing wrong with it. I just like the always on feature, and it even plugged in, it just doesn't stay on. And I want it always, I don't want to reach over and turn it on every time I want to use it. For some, that's not a big deal. For me, it's everything. So I don't want to deal with that. Plus, I ordered not one, but 2 Rollo printers, not printers, but scales to replace it. I thought, wow, I'll put one out in the garage and replace that, and one in here. But turns out that as much as I like the Rollo printer, think it's great, I love it, I really didn't need a second one. So instead of returning it, I am going to give it away. And so we're giving 2 giveaways, really. And the Rollo, oh, is that the right direction? Nope, wrong way. Brand new in the box. Haven't even opened it. But you know what? I could have sent it back to Amazon, but I thought, you know what? We have a great audience out there, and I'd like to just give back a little bit. So we got that. And then, like I said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this scale. I like it. It has the screen that I like that is not attached to the scale. So you can have a big package and be able to see the weight.
You can have a big package.
Use a USB-C port and that you can plug in, to the wall. It also has batteries. I use this for a week. And the only thing is I did not like the fact that this will stay on for about 2 minutes and then we'll turn off.
Isn't there a setting that you can?
If there is, because there's little buttons on the bottom. If there is, I just didn't take the time to look at it. I'm bougie that way. I saw the fact that they had Rollo scales and I'm like, ooh, Rollo. I love my Rollo. I've never had a problem with Rollo. So we're going to give away near the end of the show, we're going to give away 2 of these scales, one Rollo and the other one I just showed you. And, just all you got to do, you'll have to type in the word that we have you type in as normal with the giveaways, but you need to make sure you hit the like button and you're subscribed to the channel. Because if you aren't subscribed, then, that kind of defeats the purpose. We want you subscribed to the channel, and it's not a way to get you to subscribe, but I think most giveaways, they kind of do it that way.
We don't really get to do giveaways very often.
We do when we hit milestones, but I really thought it was kind of a cool thing. I mean, I could have gone through the hassle of returning it, this, that, and the other thing, and pay the postage.
I love giveaways.
But I'd rather pay the postage to just ship it to one of you guys. I think there's a lot of folks out there who may be needing a better scale situation. And this is sort of, who cares? I got a decline on my offer. But this is sort of a way to kind of give back to the great community that we have, that, a lot of you guys, you're here every week with us, participate. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have nearly the live stream or channel for that matter. So I want to thank each and every one of you. And let's start off by thanking Larry Todd. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Super chat counts double for winning the scale. No, actually not. You get one entry only, because we want to share the wealth. But I got to tell you that Rollo printer on the scale is really, really cool. I like it. Same kind of setup where it has the LCD display off the scale with the cord, and that one's an always on type of situation. So pretty good deal. And then I guess the new word for first is moist. That's Beard. So thanks for being here, Beard. Got Jovial says, hey, FA fam, look out for those of you who are young enough to still have chillins. What's chillins? Aphrodite is lurking as its goddess of fertility day. Better hide that hairy canary. I have no idea what you're talking about. Watching the show, drug testing is optional. But I don't know what you said there. Lenny K says, Scott Moist podcast starting in 30 minutes. Beard says 0 sales on eBay today, so I must do something for entertainment. So now I'm wondering though, Beard, is that have to do with the fact that you've started really focusing a lot more on Amazon lately? Are you still putting in the same, I can't say you probably have time for the same energy for eBay or the same number of listings, but makes me kind of wonder, even if you go away a day or two from listing from your eBay account, what kind of impact that has. I'm finding that it's really impactful in a negative way if you don't give eBay that daily attention. We're finding on the second account, still some pretty good stuff on that account, and it's just not moving. Lenny K says, I'm at $400 plus, but I have to raise the price to mark down. I call sales gymnastics perceived sales discount. Yep. Mm-hmm. But nothing wrong with $400 plus. That's pretty good. Beard says Amazon is alive and kicking, and I'm going to get on that train pretty soon. Really, once we get past here this week.
Your train is
this is Amazon's.
Amazon's
always been there. I just need to get on the train and do those things. Oh. And it's on the agenda.
You keep talking about it.
No, but I keep talking about it. But you're the first one that knows that I'm really dealing with a lot on my plate.
Well, you are, but thankfully someone is gone now and won't be taking up a lot.
Well, you got time. That. You got projects, and a lot of that stuff's now water under the bridge, and I can focus. Flip It Good says, happy Monday, everyone. Well, happy Monday. Stephen J says, hey, we got a sponsor for our eBay shed out back. It's Adams Pre-Owned One Owner Funeral Caskets. They came with a free 31-point inspection. I think we're going to do great things together. Oh, boy. Passionately Collected says, hello, here to hit thumbs up and hopefully a sale today. Yes, hit that thumbs up. You get a sale within the next 24 hours. Don't ask me why or how it works. It's just kind of maybe it's a karma thing, putting it out in the ether. So you guys, we're not going to use, we're using words that are not 6-year-old words.
Thank God.
I got made fun of by Primo Chemo today on his channel. Good. Talking about what I was saying last week.
Yes, so, because your words, you just need to come out and say what you mean.
Change it up sometimes. We got Josh Galt, who's not first, but hello everyone. Thank you for being here. Of course, Archie's here. Thanks for being here. And not sure if he's working on eBay today or not, but if you are listening, come and hang out in the chat. Mike's Seller says, hello, Josh. And hello, everyone else. Thank you for being here, Mike. We got Lenny K says, just got my like sale.
Yeah.
Biscuit Butt says, dang, but all these other people commenting before us are late to the party. Duncan says, so Jenny, no Jenny. Cook, no cook, John, no like her food, John, no time to cook, no kitchen use, takeaway every night, saves time, why not? Sales mediocre. I just keep listening till eBay switches my store back on. That's all you can do, right? Now, I would say go a step further. If you do markdown sales, I mean, even if you don't, look into them, because there's been times where I haven't renewed a markdown sale, and that's been, sort of the drop off of my sales. Maybe an active coupon. I think an active coupon is always good, because
I think my sales start.
Ended. They're the end, but I don't know if you have them set every 2 weeks like I have in the main.
Well, you have to be.
I'll have to look. I mean, it's gonna have to be what it is. So, like I said, I think that experiment is kind of over. Realizing that there is a lot of credence to getting your listings done every day, even though eBay says you don't have to list every day. Sometimes eBay will say something, and experiments and just hands-on with the business will tell you something other than that. And I'm being told from my own experience, and you got to do what works for you. Forget what I say, forget what eBay says, forget what anyone else on YouTube says. If you have something that works for you, then just continue down that path. Kevin Hawthorne, good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for being here, Kevin. Let's see. Samantha Hunter says, good evening, everyone in the chat.
Hello.
And we have Henri Squaw says, howdy, everyone. Welcome to a new week. That's Monday, right? For me, look, Monday, Sunday, Wednesday, it's all kind of meshed together anyway, right? Larry Todd says, this is where I'm to learn how to make millions reselling. No, you won't learn how to make millions. You won't find a channel out there that's going to help you make millions. Maybe to make it work, pay your bills, and have a little bit left over, then you're in the right spot. Henri Squaw says, sales have stopped. Oh, that's not good. Now, how's your activity? I mean, we could talk about the same things over and over again, which I don't want to do. But if you're doing the basics, and of course, even if you do the basics, that first step, we talk about that first step, having the right things for sale, then you shouldn't be having that kind of a problem. Joe Samard says, hello, John and Jenna. Question. If you sell an item for $9.50, does a 30-cent fee apply, or does eBay add in the shipping so it goes over 10 so they can charge the 40-cent fee? No, the 30-cent fee is, okay, so if you sell an item for $9.50, that's, okay, if you have your, let's say it's free shipping, because you didn't mention anything about shipping. So $9.50, then that's under $10, and that's 30 cents. Okay, so when they hit you with fees, when it comes time to collect what you have left over, that 30-cent fee is coming out of that. 1001, $10, it's going to be 40 cents out of that. That makes sense. Ping G says, hello, John, Jen in the chat. We've got thunder in Southern California. I like
more.
thunder.
My gosh.
Yeah. I want
Every
thunder.
time, I mean, I'm okay with all this weather that you guys are having because eventually it comes to us. But it's a not awful lot more than what I know you guys are used to because we obviously are from Southern California. So the weather, the rain that's happening there is pretty crazy.
And Rhiannon, hey, lovely J&J and fam, happy Monday.
Happy Monday,
Yeah, thanks for being
Rhiannon.
here. Sawtooth says, just saw a hip eBay ad on YouTube going after the younger market. Really? Maybe I need to do some checking on that. If it's on YouTube, then I should be able to search for it. Or unless it's one of those commercials that come up if you're not a premium member. You know, they're doing a lot of eBay Motors. Watching a baseball podcast, and they had it wasn't a cutaway. It was more that like they had reached out to this podcast and they did an ad read. They did an ad read for eBay Motors, and I thought, okay, that's great, but you need to do it for the other categories. Paul Rose says, hi, John and Jen in chat. Just finishing packing. We'll be finishing up and changing location back soon. There you go. And I know you said, Paul, I don't know if you're watching or not, but if you are, I know you said you may not have time tonight, but you know, if you watch the replay, comment down below. But I understand things happen. Maya says, hello all. Sales were kind of slow this weekend for me. The post office has been empty for the past week here, so I guess I'm not the only one. Wonder if everyone is out enjoying the nice weather. Now, I'm not sure where you're at, Maya, what part of the country. I don't recall you saying that where you're at, but I think there's a lot of people that are still kind of waiting for the nice weather. We're kind of in between. So this last week has been a lot of rain out here on the West Coast, but even that, I mean, today is a clear day. We're in like the mid 60s.
Yeah,
upper 60s.
It's not hot. It's not cold. It's just a little in the middle. It's
Yeah.
usually our transition from winter to summer because we don't have a winter, spring, summer.
This is the best time of year for out here. Just this time of year is perfect for me, but it doesn't last long enough. Biscuit Butt says, Larry Todd, million wishes. It's Simply Shenanigans says, hey guys, thanks for being here. And we got Lilac Seller Meg. And we said hi to Mike Seller, but hello again.
Hello, Mike.
Maya says, just got a good offer on Poshmark though. Hopefully I can keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And you know, it seems like it comes in waves. We didn't have no Poshmark this last
no
days.
Poshmark, no Mercari.
Now have you been sharing on that?
Of course. So I have the VA.
Okay, the Poshriba.
Yeah. Poshriba.
That one's for Tommy. He gets a kick out of when I say that. Semperfi 1918 in the house after the negative removal. I got 4 sales Sunday. Overall 17% compared to this time last month. Now, I've been thinking about this too. Is there really a correlation? And I'm probably going to make a video about this to kind of go into more detail, but I'm starting not to care anymore about negative feedback. And now that's not to say I won't reply. That's not to say I won't use the feedback removal tool if there is a violation. You know, the buyer maybe try to shake me down, and because they didn't, they left a negative. Of course, you're the only one that's going to be able to fight for your account. And I do believe that there's a very, very small penalty against you within the first 24, 48 hours after receiving a negative. Very small. It just feels like that when you get a negative feedback. But here's the thing, guys. If you think about it, the buyer has really no power over how the transaction goes. They can allow to hang over your head the idea that they're going to give you a negative feedback. Okay. And I think we empower the buyer to hold that over our heads because we're kind of in an, oh no, don't leave a negative feedback. But you know what? I've seen so many accounts that have just gobs of negative feedback, but yet are making sales. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't provide good customer service. No one's saying that. You should still do everything you can to rectify a situation. But at the end of the day, I think collectively as sellers, we need to kind of let it be known that leave your feedback if you like. I'm not going to give you your money back without sending it. I had a guy that reached out to me yesterday. He bought a battery. It was a DeWalt battery. A buddy of mine, I got it from at his yard sale. The guy doesn't hold on to things that are trash. If it's broken, he throws it away. He simply made a transition. All he owns is Milwaukee tools. And so he's like, here, you can have it. You know, if you want to sell it, go ahead. He knows I'm a reseller. So we sold it for like $15 plus shipping. So we shipped it out. The guy said, hey, the thing is dead, and either send me another one or give me my money back. So I said, well, sorry to hear it's a problem. We don't have another one to send you, but send it back for a full refund. Go ahead and open a return through eBay. We'll get you a label, and we'll take care of you. And he came back saying, well, it's a $14 battery. Are you saying you don't believe me? I just don't want to go through the hassle. And I said, look, well, first of all, I thought about how do I want to say this? Because I don't want to come back and say, I don't believe you, because then, you kind of antagonize the buyer. So I said, look, we have a supplier. Now, this is a lie. I hate saying it's a lie, but you know what? How does the buyer know? I guess I could have phrased it 30,000 different ways, but this is how I chose to phrase it. I said, we have a supplier we buy from. I said, anytime there's a problem with the item, we have to take it up with our supplier, just like you're taking it up with me. And they're not going to take my word for it. So you need to, if you want to open a return, you need to send it back, and we'll be glad to pay for the label and to give you a full refund upon receipt. Never heard back from them. Now, I had thought that they were going to leave me a negative. They haven't done so yet, knock on particle board. But the fact that they haven't replied, the fact that they haven't opened a return, the fact that they haven't left their negative feedback, which is kind of what I was expecting, tells me it was a shakedown attempt. And we've got to get out of the mindset that we're going to do everything we can to avoid a negative, even that means that we're going to take a hit. We have a return process in place. eBay does. And we should be following it in most cases. Now, if you screwed up, I've said this before, if you screwed up, like, oh, crap, I sent them blue, it should be red. Oh, crap, I didn't disclose this problem with the item. That's on you. Do everything you can, including offering a partial resolution to make that right. But I'm talking about when you have a buyer that reaches out to you and is looking to shake you down, and we all know how that usually starts and ends up. Those buyers, we should stick to our guns. And if they leave us a negative, we should just do everything we can to fix it. But gosh, guys, we've got to stop giving the power away to these buyers, because it's not worth the headache and the stress over negative feedbacks that really aren't that impactful on your business. I'd like to know what you guys think about that. If you want to put that in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching after the fact. It is a long answer, but it was on my mind before I was going to talk about that as on this live show. I'm going to still make a video about it, but I thought I'd give you guys a little sneak peek on how I feel about that. Mike Camparelli says, hi, John and Jenna in chat. Sales have been steady, but overall, I'm off my normal earnings about 50% off normal. Now, I'm wondering, though, Mike, is that kind of along the lines of you haven't been at home? I mean, you've been on vacation. Yeah, you might have had listings scheduled, drafts and stuff. But just like not this last weekend, but the 2 weekends before it, Friday and Saturday, where I really wasn't home working, I had items that were scheduled to list, and I had my listings like normal, but I just wasn't here to do all the other things. I had bad days, and I'm wondering if there's a correlation there, because you're not doing other than scheduled listings. I'm wondering if there's something there. Curious Collection says sales are up and down for us, overall down nearly 25% March year over year. Now, I honestly, I just did the report that comes up when you look at your numbers on the Seller Hub. But if I try to dig down deeper and I go performance sales, and I try to look at year over year, same period prior months. Let's see. Okay, we'll try that. Generate report. I'm just curious what it's telling me. It's saying my sales are up 42%. Well, that's compared to January to February. I don't want that. I'll just do.
No, it says February to March.
But I don't want. Yeah, saying that it's comparing it to the last month. So if I go, what is today? The 18th. So if I go from 2/17 of last year to March 19th, I'm up 15% over last year. And that's pretty darn good in sales wise. So, and I thought last year, this time we were really rolling. So it just tells you I'm satisfied with that. And we're going to keep that momentum going. And we're going to have more time and energy to put into the business than I've had the last few weeks. So that's promising. Despite all the what I think are distractions, we were able to maintain and actually do better than we did last year. Gail says, afternoon, John, Jenna, and FAE family. Thanks for being here, Gail. Let's see. Jackie's with us. Jackie Bleckner says, hi, all. And Duncan says, distractions, we just have to work around them. I have a dentist checkup today, so we'll lose a couple of hours. I did extra work last night to account for the time loss. Yep. You just got to find ways to maximize the time that we have, you know. Tommy says, Jenna's face reads, Christ, they're at 1.5 hours of this. Feel better, Jenna. Is that kind of what you got going on? What are you thinking?
I'm feeling off. I'm just off.
Yeah, we both are.
We're trying to, you know, come out of the other end of this BS that we're in, and I'm just trying to get my bearings. I did a lot of shipping this morning with a lot of large items, so I'm extremely tired.
So it seems like this thing, whatever this thing I picked up 2 to 3 weeks ago, it's never left entirely, and that's my mailman, I believe, or FedEx, one of the two. So it's never really left us entirely. Now, she was like 3 or 4 days behind me, but ever since, it's like it went to my stomach. I was like in knots. I couldn't hold anything down. This was like 3 or 4 days ago. Now it's gone back to my head. I woke up this morning with this massive just headache that just kept getting worse. So it had nothing to do with the regular migraines that I normally get. So I just took something, tried to lay down for about an hour, and it kind of helped a little bit. But of course, it's time that's taken away from the business, kind of the momentum. You know, I'm out and about in the garage working, having a conversation with Josh. Things are going well, and I'm just getting worse out there. So I don't know. Hopefully this thing goes away, but I'm going to keep trying to power and fight through it. You know, it's called being uncomfortable. It's easy to say, you know, sales are doing well, money's in the bank. You know what? I'm going to take the whole day off, but I'm just not wired that way, I guess. Biff Boffo says, since September, every month has been better than the last. Q1 will be much better than the last 3 quarters. The 9-month slump is over. I want to hear that. That's good. That's exactly what we want to hear. I don't like hearing the fact that some of you guys are down in sales. That, you know, it makes me wish I had an answer for you. You know, it's trying to figure out your own situation, right? And I think I've figured out why we're having a problem in January, and we're back on track. And I'd like to see that for everyone. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the answer. Devon says, hello, FAE fam. Thanks for being here, Devon. Bearded PokeTuber's with us. And then Ken No One Design says, did I make it for the toilet seat giveaway? If that's what you want, we can make those arrangements. But no, again, for those of you who are tuning in a little late, because we did make the announcement when there's only like 100 people watching, we're going to have a couple giveaways. And this is a Rollo shipping scale, as you guys can see. It's a really nice looking setup. And because I'm very bougie, meaning that very picky when it comes to my electronics, I picked this up a couple weeks ago, and I'm just not. I like the always on feature. Oops, I like the always on feature with these scales. And this one, even when plugged in using a USB-C cord, it doesn't have that functionality. So anyone out there need a scale? We're going to do a giveaway probably around 4:30 Pacific, 4:45-ish before we end the program. All we want you to do hit the like button for one so you get your sale. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then we'll put that particular word of the day up that we're going to use for the giveaway later on in the show. Let's see. Sawtooth says, I need a new scale bad. Well, there you go. Biscuit Butt says that one function is missing. It's pounds, it's kilos. I don't know. I mean, it's technically a used scale, but I mean, anyone can use a used scale. I mean, I'm glad to give it away.
It's only.
Mr. Sadie says, I'm here for the new car giveaway, like red, but blue is my second choice.
Shit, me too.
We have some Hot Wheels. I think we have that blue Hot Wheel we threw away.
I threw that away.
Tommy says, John is giving away the automatic toilet seat bidet combo with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LED lights, and mountable disco ball, tested and working. I don't know who tested it. It wasn't me. Maya says, I wound up with 2 scales because I misplaced the old one and ordered another. I figured I could use 2 so I could have one at my photo table and one with my shipping supplies. We have scales all over the place. We have one in the shipping room, one here where we run the labels. I've got the
biggest scale.
She's got a good one.
I like mine.
The one I have, I'm moving from the garage into here. It's an always on thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's in here now. It's kind of weird because it kind of has a mind of its own. You put an item on it and it still likes to teeter a few ounces. It's like nothing's moving. There's no reason why this is happening, but it's good enough. I figure I could have kept the Rollo in here and been very happy, but someone is going to be happy with it. Well, if you win, it won't be overpriced, but I'm a big Rollo fan. I've never had a bad Rollo anything. Gail says, hello, Josh Galt. You're famous here in Nebraska. You have a street named after you.
Oh, cool.
Brand new Rollo printer, free shipping to Australia. If that's what it takes. If you win, that's where it's going. Look, I've lost
Maybe
more
I'll
money
send
in the
you
casino.
an In-N-Out burger.
Brenda says, hi, John and Jenna, plus all the great chat peeps. Hope everyone is doing well.
Yes.
Let's see. Brenda Smith. Thank you for being here, Brenda.
Hi,
Happy
Brenda.
Monday, everyone. And Andy says, I need that. I have a big package. The Rollo is up to 110 pounds, I think. The other one is a little bit more. I think it's like 400 pounds. But again, and what's cool about both of them is if you have anything that's under a pound, it'll give you the breakdown in like ounces. So a lot of scales, like half the scales out there, I have to pass up because we do sell stuff under a pound and we want the accurate weighting on that. Beard says $25 Accutech scale comes with a plug, stays on until a power outage. But this one doesn't cost you anything if you win. And it's not a plug for Rollo at all, guys. They don't sponsor this channel. It's just we're just giving it away. Yeah. So Tommy says that's what I think I have. Scott from Sam's Club, love it. Duncan says I'll subscribe if I win both giveaways. I'm sure you're subscribed already. Biscuit Butt says Friday Jenna will be giving John away. Stay tuned.
He's on a short leash lately.
You got to be willing to come and pick me up, though. She's not sending me anywhere.
No, I'm keeping the car.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie's second prize, 1 WSOP entry. Yes, it's the online free roll event that they have. You're going to get an entry into that. Noah Designs. So what is the giveaway word of the day? Moist? That might have to be.
Why?
That's a good idea.
No.
Tommy says on my next live, I'll be doing a giveaway for a big package. Just need someone to donate the prize.
Yeah, exactly.
Biff says, I've been using my kitchen scale since my office scale crapped out. Man. Yeah, we've
gone through so many scales. I feel like, from the largest of large to the very smallest ones, and these ones seem to be the right ones.
Yeah, we're in a good spot with scales. Tease Flips says, evening all.
Hello.
Ping G says, nothing wrong with using a kitchen scale as selling lightweight items. No, it works. The only problem I have with those little small kitchen scales is the fact you can't see the screen. If you have something that's larger than maybe a postcard could work. I don't sell postcards, but if you have something a little larger than that, it might hang over. You have to hit the the little button that'll
that
hold
was
the
my
weight.
biggest pet peeve with our first scales.
You're like doing
I'm
one
like,
of these.
yeah.
You're trying to
trying to hold it up with the very tip of your finger.
Let's see. Duncan says eBay is like a girlfriend. You have to caress her daily, if not hourly.
That's true.
Ashley Sims says I'm finding that as well. I went to a rally Saturday. It was the first day in forever I didn't touch eBay, and sales have slumped.
Yeah.
Like eBay punishes you.
Sadly, it's like somebody put your nose to the corner of the wall, and now you're having to pay for it.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. Was our carrier happy with all those big boxes? He's a good guy anyway. He's never upset about it. I mean, some of these carriers, they'll look at you sideways.
4 of them.
Okay.
The long ones that you didn't put in the bag.
He's
like, I was going to come back for those. And I'm like, I'd just rather take them to you.
You know what I'm noticing? We're getting more and more larger items going by Ground Advantage. And it's like, I'm trying to get the packages out by FedEx, but I do a comparison and it's like, I know they paid Ground Advantage. I'm still trying to get it by ground because it's usually about a day faster when eBay is giving you those range of dates. So I'd prefer to send it by FedEx ground, but it's Ground Advantage is winning the battle most of the time. And I even sent a message to my rep saying, hey, even my FedEx labels on eBay are coming up higher than my discounted negotiated rate with FedEx, like 3 out of 4 now. It used to be the opposite. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what's going on? Did you guys change me? Is there something going on due to volume? Let me know what's happening here. Tommy says, this chat is going to hell. Moist, big packages, and now John wants a train. I don't want anything to do with trains anymore.
It's usually
Andy Reno.
Our conversations go.
Get your fat ears a-poppin'. Dark Horse Productions is buddy's back home after our mini vacation.
Yay.
We're a happy whole family again. All right.
Yay.
Good news. No Design Bread, be grateful. eBay is not back to a red-headed stepchild status.
Bread.
This is bread. I didn't type it.
I
Sergio says, in need a sale now, not in 24 hours. Well, it'll happen sometime within 24 hours.
Yeah, we can't do all the work for you.
You got to hit that like button, though. That's the start. Dark Horse says, the time for being nice and politically correct has long passed. People want to hear the truth. They're sugar sick. Yes.
That is 100%.
Well, I'm going to say the same thing. If that message is about, say, it could be really about anything, but if you're putting it in eBay terms, the more effort you put in, the quality effort and the quality items you put in on the site, the better success you're going to get. Andy Reno, Archie must be working on a video.
Yeah, right.
Mike Gertis says, hello, I've seen more California, Texas international buyers this week than I have in a long time. Located on the East Coast, my traffic definitely seems different this month. Sales are great. We get a lot of Texas people.
We get a lot of Texas.
Devon says, my sales are kind of picking up.
Well, kind of's better than not.
Why is it, though, that 23 hours of the day, I don't get text messages from a darn person.
Let's be real. It's more like 20 hours.
Okay. But as soon as I go live, everyone wants to reach out and say, hey, buddy, where have you been?
Who said that?
That was Mark Gilly.
I was just thinking about him.
Beard says, don't forget what I say. Moist. EVS says, hi, John and Jenna. A lot of sales last week, but 0 since weekend. Also many distractions. Agreed, must list daily. Have reorganized office, ship room, boxes, storage. Can we blame it on time change? Yeah, could, because we were dealing with this before the time change. I mean, it just kind of happened during the middle of it all. I really think if you're not feeling 100%, gosh, man, it's a big difference between 100% and even 70% as far as your productivity. Biff says, I took last Monday off and got hosed on Tuesday. You have to list every day as far as I'm concerned. And eBay will tell you that's not true. We all seem to form.
Will say it's not true, but we know that it is in fact true.
Even if eBay came out with a document saying, look, it's here's the code for it to not be true. It just happens way too often that there's something there. Dixon Street Treasures. Hi, so happy to see you. We're happy to see you.
We are happy to see you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Andy says you can definitely make $1 million here, but you have to work for 40 years. Yeah.
You gotta bust
Or
your
sell
ass.
or have a really, really good setup to get some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's why you're not selling on eBay, because you haven't listed due to the 10-cent increase.
Oh, Jesus.
Weird.
He's a liar.
No, he lists. Callie Deb says, hi, John and Jenna in chat. I lost track of time. I didn't realize it was after 3. My sales have picked up a lot, especially on women's clothing. Yeah, this is a good time of year for clothing. I mean, a lot of people are transitioning from their winter stuff to let's get some warm stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of purging lately.
Jovial says, Jenna, if that is your version of beach hair, don't care. You knocked it out. Love that look on you. Natural beauty you are.
Aw, thank you, Rhonda.
Tommy says, Todd, you just didn't use promoted listing. Let's be honest. And then Biff, I switched to 1-day shipping last week. Got thumped with having to send out 60 orders today. Might have to integrate a Sunday night rolling start. I would.
Yeah.
Like
that's normally what we do.
Normally
last
we do.
night I was not feeling like it at all.
So we get a lot of orders. We didn't get a lot of orders. See, Friday was kind of average. Saturday was a pretty good day. And yesterday was just kind of blah until like after 8 o'clock. And by then we had figured, well, we only have 11 items to ship. And then it turned it into 18 by the time we got up and rolling this morning. So had we known, probably would have been better to get it done, most of it done last night. But that's why I really think that you'd rather, as a seller, start off your day with like listings and stuff, maybe residual shipping, but maybe the night before, the last task that you do for the day, maybe get whatever items need to be shipped, get those shipped. So that way in the morning, you're not feeling like you got a lot to do because you have all these items you got to ship, plus you want to get some listings done. It really is a good way to start off your day, a good tone. And that's why I really think we should try to get that part of it done in the morning. But she does a lot of the shipping anyway.
A lot?
Well,
I do all of it.
I do the labels. So, getting in here and having to do the labels.
I did the labels last week.
You did. But knowing that I don't have to deal with that makes it just easier to get started and not feel overwhelmed. Todd, Tommy and I on 10-day of 0 promoted sales haven't changed. So you've done 0 promoted and you haven't had a downswing in sales. That's interesting.
He also says lots of factors may be.
Well, it could be that you shouldn't have been promoting in the first place.
He has good inventory.
Well, right. It could be that you maybe have been promoting unnecessarily all this time for that particular type of item that you're selling. Maybe, just maybe, here's something to try. Go with no promotions for the first week or 2. And then if you have anything that's left that's still in your store, then give it a promoted rate. And maybe 2 weeks after that, keep upping the promoted rate on that item until it does sell. Andy, from 69 last week to 28 degrees today.
Yeah, you guys over there in those states are all experiencing some kind of cold snap. It's very strange.
Beard says, my sales are up 20% with no promoted, well on Amazon, LOL. Yeah, you're doing well on that for sure. But I think the 20% up on Amazon is just the extra effort that you're putting into it. Jerry says, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, Jerry. Maya says, LOL, here in Maryland was 50 today, but it's been in the 60s for the past week. Only rained 1 day. March is always due for one last final cold spell before it starts warming up for people. Christine Anderson, eBay has been giving off a lot of gather energy. Wish they were more distributor vibes, distributing sales, that is.
Right.
Everyone seems to have a different experience. I mean, Larry Todd's having good sales. We're having really good sales.
My store is not having any sales.
But it's reflective of the effort.
The lister.
But, again, I'm not going to make apologies. If you have 2 accounts, one's making $10,000 to $14,000 a month and the other one's making historically $2,000 a month, which one are you going to focus your main energy on?
You could just share the love.
No, there's no share. I'm gonna focus.
Share the love.
Anything that's left over on the main account, I'll put on the secondary. But the main account's getting 100%. Tommy, good inventory with low competition. You can get away with it for sure. That's the key. Can you find items that have low competition and high demand? If you can, you struck gold. Larry Todd says no promoted.
Good God.
Well, that's on you. Anyway, Larry Todd says no promoted probably wouldn't work well without the vintage stuff I have. No one designed. Jen, if you smile, John will stop talking. Try it out, girl. Can wish. Smile once.
No.
Smile once.
He doesn't
Just
stop
smile.
talking. Doesn't matter what.
Try it.
I could be butt naked and he'd still be talking.
Say something and smile.
Stupid.
He's right.
So dumb. Talk. Come on. Quit being an asshole.
I can't do it while you're smiling. Okay. Crop shop. Most people are, and I agree. Oh, here we go. Most people aren't buying from sellers with a lot of negative feedback. That's a red flag. Some people, let's just change the verbiage here. Some people aren't buying from sellers with negative feedback. I have 2 in the last 30. Now that's not a whole lot.
And that was absolutely nothing to do with the item I sold at all.
But if what you're saying is accurate, most people don't buy from sellers with a lot of negative feedback. I think 2 and 30 is a lot. I don't like the fact that I have 2 and 30, but I'm making sales. Now, am I losing out on some sales from a buyer here or there that's going, wow? Maybe, but then again, I have I think, professional replies that any reasonable person would go, you know what? This guy may have gotten a negative feedback, but you know what? He cared enough to respond. And I like the way he responded because he didn't say anything nasty about the buyer. He just put out what they did and, to try to resolve the problem. There's a lot of buyers out there who will see that and think, I had a horrible transaction. I wish someone would reach out or at least take the time to care about their account like this seller. Yeah. So I think it really depends on how you as a seller handle your negatives. If you're like some that just don't respond, like same way you don't respond to buyers, I think that's a bad look and you're going to lose sales because of that. Ashley says, I like that. Clever response. Jovial says, it's also act happy day as well. Did you get the memo on that?
She's being very clear. I needed that memo.
In the past, I've told the buyer that I can't afford to refund without receiving the item back. I had to say this one buyer who wanted a full refund without returning. Yeah, it just doesn't seem reasonable. I know you're disappointed as a buyer. You didn't get the item. Let's just say everything, you received everything and it just didn't work. It's disappointing as a buyer. But to expect the seller to be okay with, yeah, you know what? Don't send it back. I'll just give you the money. Are we supposed to believe every person that comes our way saying there's a problem with the item? So for them to say, well, you don't believe me? It's like, dude, all you got to do is be a seller to know that the answer to that question. Devon says, John, nothing wrong telling the buyer that, and they kept the battery. They didn't respond to me. The Chop Shop says a lot of negative feedback is a pattern of not satisfying customers. Most people aren't trying to steal, although there are some bad apples. So I'll give you an example. 3 feedback buyer who bought, I forgot what they bought. They said that it was one of those garage door openers. Now, I'm into them for like 50 cents. Honestly, there's a problem. Chances are, because we do like the basic test, make sure the lights come on, but there's some dip switches that you have to open the back panel and you have to calibrate it with your garage door mechanism, right? To make sure you're on the same wavelength. Well, to get it out of the box and just to push the button and expect it to work, well, it's probably not. So they leave me a negative feedback saying this thing doesn't work. How do I get my money back? Okay. So I immediately email the buyer saying, hey, I can help you get that thing working because that's usually the situation. But if you still have a problem, I'll give you your money back, but you got to work with me. Not a reply, nothing. They just simply ghosted me. Chances are this buyer doesn't even know they have messages. And I left the message accordingly in my feedback. So, sometimes you're going to have items that have problems. Otherwise, Walmart, Target, brick and mortar, they wouldn't have a need to have a dedicated customer service area where there's always a line with people returning stuff. So, not everyone is trying to steal, but in this case, you have buyers that don't want help either. Tommy says feedback means nothing. Buyer can't read the title, price, see the color, or read the description. Not a chance they can read feedback. Plus, I see people with thousands of negatives, great sales. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you take the example of that eBay store that I showed you guys like 6-8 months ago, where they had great stuff. A lot of like Milwaukee, DeWalt, a lot of really good quality tools. These are like open box items. They probably got like truckloads of Lowe's or Home Depot, and they had really good prices, crappy titles, crappy listings, crappy feedback. And by the feedback, they weren't responding to any messages from buyers, but yet they're making hand over fist when it came to the sales. It was amazing. They violated almost every eBay best practice, and they had horrible feedback, and they were able to make money. So yes, it's like a collective drop in the bucket. So your negative feedback's one. My opinion, how quickly you reply back to a buyer is another one. Your photo quality, the number of photos, the price, title, all these things are just drops in the bucket, right? And not one is responsible for slow sales. Collectively, maybe. Devon says negative feedback, move on, keep selling. There you go. I'm not going to let it bother you, and I'm not going to let a buyer shake me down to get some money out of my pocket. No one designs the feedback means nothing, but not to moist people. I see what you did there. Tommy said, just end, sell similar, John. That's the answer. I think it is. Mm-hmm. Again, we do that on the 29th day. We stopped doing it weekly. And the main reason is because if I did it every week, even with 200, 250 items in my main store, I would run out of listings. With the 1,000 item store, I would run very close to it. So we're just doing it once a month on that. And once TreeCat, and hopefully, I don't know if TreeCat's in the chat or not, but once TreeCat gets that set up, I'm not going to have to do that anymore. You just basically say, okay, when I list this item every 4th day, every 7th day, every 29th day, I want this thing to end and to relist. And it'll do that, and it'll give me that new item bonus or new item boost. And I don't have to spend an hour. That's not really an hour, 15 minutes a day, but it all adds up. Maya says, yeah, I told this to my dad. He was really worried about feedback. I was like, people buy my items without even reading the size. So why would they read feedback? Yeah. But there are some diligent people.
I mean, there are like us. We read feedback on everything we buy.
Please hit the like button or the thumbs up. I'd appreciate that, guys. And get your moist sale. We don't do dry sales here. Maya says, not only that, but I've also bought from sellers who've had bad feedback and everything was fine. Mm-hmm. Depends on what the feedback said.
Right. It
depends on what the feedback said, but to me is really huge because I'm a really picky buyer too. Does the seller even care enough to reply to the feedback? So many times I'll see feedback left for a seller and it's like, why didn't they reply to that? Better yet, why didn't they try to get it removed? Even though it's harder and harder to get your feedback removed, why didn't they try to, it's obvious based on the feedback that should have been removed, but they don't try. eBay is not going to do it for you. Just Doing Our Best says, I had promoted listings for 7-day auction, but the views for this promotion is really low. Is that a scam from eBay? Well, you're talking about the Promoted Express. Now, the Promoted Listings Express is where they charge you, depending on your starting price on the auction, they'll charge you like $1.99, but they'll say $1.99, but that's non-refundable. So whether it sells or not, you're paying us that, and we'll give you better placement. To me, it depends on if you really feel like the item needs a boost and what you're selling it for. If you're doing it for $9.99, you're probably not going to get too many bids. It doesn't make sense to give eBay another 99 cents or another $1.99. But like the records that we had, we started them off at like 30, 40 bucks. Yeah, it was okay. And it seemed to work, but just really depends on what you're selling. If you're trying that 99-cent game to start, you're probably not gonna get enough traction to make
I
it worth
have
your
to
while.
tell you, I am so happy to not have any more records.
Currently.
Don't you dare.
Nature Made in Utah says, I made more money in 3 months than I did all year in 2023.
Oh,
What changed? You say, I started selling all new products. No more used crap. Thanks for all the knowledge, John and Jenna. There you go. And it's not to say we're selling 100% new. We're selling a lot of open box liquidation, but it's as new as you're going to get. And
that is amazing.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
is a testament to people who actually let go of their comfort level and get uncomfortable and start doing something different to get better results.
That's exactly what we did last February, and we haven't looked back. We had a little hiccup, I'd say October, November last year for some weird reason. And then we had another hiccup when we tried to combine the second and our main store together, kind of killed our store's sell-through rate. So we went back the end of January, and things have kicked up. So to me, just confirmed that a number of factors, that and the other thing I talked about last week, really confirmed to me that your store's overall sell-through rate does have an impact on your sales. Mm-hmm. Devon says, my prediction is the economy will be getting worse. People do not want to pay retail for items they will shop on eBay.
Yeah.
And that's good for eBay, right? They don't want to go to retail, then they just get the deal on eBay. We'll take it. Mike Camparelli says, this is true. Listings not as consistent lately. I did schedule listings while I was away, but it was less than when at home. Mm-hmm. When away, I do about 25 in-sell similars a day, but this is not the same. It's not. We just got to get back in the groove. And I think once you get settled back in, because sometimes it's hard to get settled back in from vacation. Who hits the floor running when you get back home from vacation? Okay. I'm not trying to put myself out there. What I'm saying is, how many people really feel like getting back to it 100%? Not many people. Okay. So who do we have here? We have Just Doing Our Best says, love you guys, learning a lot. Well, thank you for the super chat, darn it. Yeah, thank you so much. It's awesome. Really appreciated that you guys do that. Is
trying to
I don't know what that is.
Is that a Raider, a Raiders eye patch, and then a something else eye patch?
I don't know. Maybe they could tell us what it is in the chat. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Maya says, Nature Made in Utah. Yeah, I saw articles saying the vast majority of items selling on eBay were new at tags, new in box, rather than used. And people are finding good deals. I mean, you go in and look for an item that's brand new on eBay, and then go look it up online, maybe even Amazon. You're going to save at least like 20 to 25% in most cases, and you're getting the same new item. Now, is the buyer or the seller saying it's new when it's not, when it's really open box? Because I've seen some where they say it's new, and there's nowhere in the listing is there any indication that it's open box, even though they have the box open. The Thrifty Loon says, I hit the like button. Well, thank you for doing that. Keep Calm and Grind says, my sales are down, but I know it's because I have not had the time beyond my first and second jobs to properly devote to listing. I'll get there though.
Yeah, that's tough.
And Baskin Noodle says, what's up?
What's up?
I've eaten enough corned beef that I can't move.
Ew.
Yeah, we haven't done that. You don't like that?
I don't like corned beef.
It's okay. It's nothing to get excited about.
I mean, I am very, very, very Irish. However,
so
I do not like corned beef.
So now we have Spam Banshee, and only because of the icon. Would you rather have corned beef, or would you rather have Spam?
Spam.
So I wish there was a way on StreamYard to do a poll. I'd do that. Corned beef or Spam, guys? Which one is it?
There is a way. You just don't know how to do it.
I'm just got to look into it. Brett says, late, but catching up at 1.5 speed. Oh, don't do that. Do that. Actually, it's better to put me at 1.5 speed than 0.75 speed, because I really do sound like I have an alcohol problem. I'll just put it at that. Had an 800 in sales weekend. Nothing crazy, just steady, moist sales. Hope everyone has great sales this week.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Just Doing Our Best loves their Rolo. It's a really quality brand now. I just everything about it. I'm very picky when it comes to my stuff, and it's great. Dark Horse Productions says, I'll send you a Five Guys, and you can send me an In-N-Out with animal style fries. Yeah, but it might not be edible by the time it gets there.
Well, we have Five Guys, so you wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, Five Guys is
alright, but it's
good.
Not In-N-Out. I think we need In-N-Out tonight.
We might have to. But we just had a burger yesterday. I
but
broke
it's
out.
Not In-N-Out.
I broke out the Blackstone, and we did the burgers with the grilled onions and all that stuff. And yeah, it's not In-N-Out, but it's like maybe we'll do it another night. I don't know.
Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, I don't want burger back to back. That's not happening. Tommy says, my Rollo died after 4 years. It sold for nearly 80 shipped for parts repairs. Got a Nelco. It's night and day better than the Rollo. So you got a free swap out.
Maybe it's the fact that he's never used those brands before, and that's why he loves Rollo.
Who?
You.
No, I've used a Dymo. I went to Rollo after that. So, you know what? We're talking about a thermal printer. They're all made, most of them are made in China.
We're talking about scales.
Is it a scale you're talking about? I don't know. Well, I think he's talking about Rollo printer.
Well, we're
giving away a scale, but Rollo is known for their printers.
I know
but that. Printer or scale, they're all made in China. And they're about the same quality now. It used to be you had really great quality stuff out of China, and the rest of it was just garbage. But I think quality-wise, whether you're buying a Dymo or Rollo, or in this case a Nelco, the quality isn't that much different. Keep calm and grind. Do you still believe in FBM? Yeah, that's fulfilled by merchant. And I got to say, it's been a good solid week since I had an Amazon sale. But again, what have I really done with Amazon lately? Not a whole lot. So for me, it's certainly going to be part of my arsenal moving forward, going through 2024. Dark Horse, don't you wish it were possible? Dang, anything's possible. John Worldwide Weber says customers do at times go fishing, but if the bait stinks, you're right. You got to switch out the bait, right? You can't. No matter what you do, if what you're doing doesn't work, you got to be willing to pivot. Andy says, Rollo is a software company. Don't get me started. Rollo is a brand of candy. It's chocolate and caramel.
And why do you think earlier I said I like those too?
Tegan says, man, eBay been dead this past week. Hardly any sales. Then Brett says, hit the like. Just got my sale. There it is. Just doing our best. Says Jen, I have the same problem with my kitchen scale.
Yeah, you're like.
Keep calm and grind as I've switched to Ground Advantage instead of Media Mail due to faster times plus seller savings on printing the label. Yeah, I really like Ground Advantage. It's probably going to, I would say in the next 3 or 4 years, we can go look back and say it's probably the best thing for resellers over that period of time. It's that big of a difference compared to what we were dealing with just, you had a choice of priority mail or first class if it was a pound or less. And, the folks that are dealing with between a pound and 3 pounds are really saving money. Barter Mania has some Irish clovers there for us. Keep calm and grind says also you get $100 insurance with Ground Advantage where you don't get anything with Media Mail. So that helps.
Right.
Ashley Sims says cha-ching here as well. There you go. And then just doing our best is if I send through FedEx or UPS, do I call them to pick it up? How does that work?
Well, you
have to schedule it. So we have an account with them. They have it Monday through Friday where they come and pick up. They charge us $4 for every pickup, which is well worth it considering that, up until recently, we've been saving like on the average of like $4 or $5 per package as compared to eBay. But lately things have seemed to be changing. So I reached out to my rep to find out what they can tell me about it. Shopping with Cheryl says, hey, now watch the redheaded comments. People love us.
I love you.
But it's the stepchildren, I think, more.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm a stepchild.
See? Tommy says, if eBay can force people to buy or not buy and control our sales, surely FAE can make people click buy. Come on, John. Yeah, we try, but that's why you hit the like button. It gets out with the Wi-Fi signals or whatever, and something, and it gets to the buyer, and they'll buy from you. Dark Horse says, yeah, I have some sourcing to do for a couple more refurbs having my money so spread out is annoying, slows me way down. Yeah. When you're relying on that capital to buy more capital, it can get really irritating. Keep calm and grind. If we have a watcher in listings and sell similar, will they get notified, or does that only work with relist? So when you do relist or sell similar, there's really no difference. Your watchers are gone. So when you end listing and sell similar, they don't get notified. When you end listing and relist, they don't get notified either. If you go into your listing and change the price, this is keeping the listing the same. This is not ending the item. If you go into the item and reduce the price by at least 5%, I do know that eBay will send an email saying, hey, the item that you've been watching, they just lowered it by 5%. You'll get that. Thomas is relist only. So tell me more about that, because my experience, my experience with dealing with that, ending an item that had a watcher or multiple watchers, and then I did relist. It's a brand new listing and no watchers were attached to it in any way, shape, or form. Solve the solution. Is anyone else having a glitch right now where you can't see the sold items for a specific username / store, or is this something eBay has changed? I have not seen that, but I can quickly just try it. So if you go in and I'll look at this clown's store, and you said you can't see the, no, I'm seeing it just fine. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe there's a glitch, because I'm seeing, I have a bunch of saved sellers that I can go and look at, and this one's fine. Lenny K says third sale since hitting the thumbs up.
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. JRKR 1964. People are really struggling with groceries, credit card bills. When we go out to eat, there are a lot less people there. You know, it seems like recently there kind of has been. Well, I mean, used to be like you'd try to go eat and you couldn't even get on the wait list. Now,
no, I think that,
I don't know, but
I mean, it depends on what restaurant you're going to. If it's a weekend or a weekday, I think you're not right.
Okay, when am I always right? Never.
You're not ever right.
Okay, well there you go. When have I ever claimed to be always right? Never. Tommy says I never use sell similar, and that's one of the many reasons. So I got to look into it again. But I swear to you, when I was doing it differently, I was doing some sell similar, some relist. I wasn't seeing any difference. No Design says listing every day is a myth. My crackheads and I only list 4 days out of the week. But there's a couple reasons for it. You keep yourself in a routine. So if you get to the point where I don't have to list today, I'll take today off from listing, that gets you into this mindset where you can just keep taking it. It's building your own consistency within your business. But okay, give you an example. Mike Camparelli went on vacation. He had listings go out every day, and his sales went down upon his return. They were down because he wasn't giving eBay the kind of love and energy. So spending time with your business is not just listing, which I think you should still be doing daily, but it's also putting the time in there to go through your listings, to make changes, to end items, sell similar, and all the things. Charles McBride says, eBay sales down. This is not fun. And it's not fun. It's frustrating when your sales are slow. I've been there many times, and it sucks. No matter how much you want to talk yourself and give yourself a pep talk that, oh, everything's going to be okay, at the moment, it doesn't feel okay. Dark Horse says, I hate it that my money is so fuzzy. Never 100% sure what I have or where it is, what's coming in and what ain't. Makes it unnecessarily difficult. Yeah. And I think what you want to do is kind of simplify things. Stop looking so much into impressions. Stop looking into page views. Stop focusing so much on views or watchers. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how much money do you have that eBay's holding for your next payment. Find where a comfortable number is, and if that means you got to work harder, source better, get that number up to where it's comfortable for you. That to me, I've had some bad days this last week, but I look at the number and I'm like, okay, we're spot on where we were, where we have been, what we need, and it takes a lot of pressure off. Basket Noodle says, solve the solution. eBay doesn't always show all the items sold by a seller, especially if via offers. Depends. I mean, if that seller has it set for hiding the sales, I know there's some YouTubers that do that, that have stores, but I haven't seen that to where it's hid sales, at least from what I've seen, the people I've looked at. Samantha says, hello, John and Jenna. Tomorrow's spring. Yay.
Is it really? Is tomorrow?
It was
really
the 22nd that, is it tomorrow? I don't know. You might be right. EVS is looking for a big sales for tomorrow. Birthday number 70. Wow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Also will accept birthday wishes. Even I have to drop hints. Hint, hint. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
If you like scales, make sure you're in the drawing. I can't give you a birthday scale. Dark Horse Productions says, I hate this fuzzy money feeling, never really knowing for sure. Nobody does. Yeah. Solve the Solution says, Basket Noodle, well, just starting today, I don't even have the menu on the left side to even click sold listings.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're having more of an issue with
that's a problem.
The site than, yeah.
Dark Horse says, in the morning or late night, so long as it's ready to go early in the day. Let's see. We got Charles says, John is getting old when he gets excited over a scale.
He gets excited
can you imagine?
over anything electronic.
I like my gadgets. My gadgets, it's something I've always...
He's a nerdy nerd.
I mean, I'm sitting here talking about buying a gadget, and I'm still thinking about doing it, that remarkable gadget that it looks like a notepad. And it's much more than that. It has a little stylus thing. You can write on it.
But how often are you really going
to use it? Well, when I'm going to go out to do the Amazon thing, to have something like that, I can add to my...
You have a telephone that has notes.
Not so good. Not so hot, honey. A little bit more.
You're just looking for more excuses to spend more money.
There we go.
On unnecessary
Devon
technology.
Says, I pack my orders for shipping on Sundays. This Sunday was hard. My son left back to Montana. Oh, sorry about that.
I know that feeling. It's so sad.
JRKR says, definitely helps to list every day, but not total necessity as long as you do a fair amount each week. But it's a good habit to get into. Just doing our best says, I've promoted and non-promoted items, but my sales are really slow. I've done 24-hour to 1 week sale, but still slow. I'm a top-rated slow sales this month. Any advice? I'll go back to this nugget of advice because I'm a firm believer in it. When you have slow sales, take your 5 items that you really feel should have sold and go in and do your homework. Find out if it's sold at all for anyone, because if it hasn't sold at all for anyone in the last 90 days, no matter how strongly you feel about that item, it's not so hot. And that is our FedEx, right?
Yeah.
Probably is our FedEx.
Yeah.
But that's number 1. Number 2, if you find that the item is sold for somebody, then find out what they're doing differently. They have to be something going on different. How do their photos look? Maybe your photos need to change. Maybe you need a better gallery initial photo, which I think is the most important thing. But also with the quality listings report or listing quality report that I'm not sure is back yet, if at all, used to tell you, hey, you average like 4 photos for these listings and your competition's using 6. So maybe you need more photos. How is your price? Are you competitive with your price? I think a lot of people, this is a big sticking point where our prices are just too high and we're hell bent to get 70 because we've seen it sell for 70, but it's sold for 60 for the majority of the sales. And you got to have enough cushion to be able to come down to where the market is and stop trying to establish your own market for items because of one sale that someone made a week or 2 ago, or maybe 2 months ago for that matter. Jovial says, it's awkward moments day. I'm feeling really awkward today. Anytime Picker says, Tommy Bernard, famous quotes, if you owe the bank 100, that's your problem. If you owe the bank 100 million, that's the bank's problem. Hello, everyone. That's very, very true. Peruvian Seller says, hello, I love your show. Keep it up. Well, thank you. Nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. SCG Collectibles, he definitely doesn't understand that it is all yours, Jenna. Oh, that it is all yours. Well, yeah, it is. But, I don't have to act like I understand. No One Designs says, Jenna, you have to be butt naked and moist for John to stop talking, though. No, she could just smile, and that's enough for me. Dark Horse, it used to be if the seller would reply to the negative feedback, you could tell they were solid. Yeah, I still think that is the most reasonable people looking at your feedback to get a gauge on what kind of transaction they're going to have will appreciate a professional reply to your negative feedback. Maya, yeah, exactly. And sometimes from what the feedback says, you can tell if that buyer was just insane. Yep. Dark Horse says, fully knowing and understanding eBay attracts tire kickers. There's never going to be all happy buyers. There's not. You could do everything by the book, be the nicest person on earth, that nothing ever makes you mad, and you're going to be subject to irrational feedback from bad buyers. EVS says, Silver Hair Stacker have vintage items as well. Yes, he does, and he does well with them, actually. Charles says, I had no they get feedback for 2 years all at once spam. Now I have 5. And sometimes feedback is like returns. They happen in spurts. Samantha says, hey, John, when you start arbitrage, can you give us a little peek into your method if you think it'll work? That is. Yes, we talk a lot about that on the Profit Playbook podcast, the PPP, on Saturdays. And just to give you guys a heads up, we have a special guest, and I will say that and leave it at that on Saturday's episode. So be sure to tune in. But we talk about more than just eBay over there. We talk about reselling in general. And I do know that he's a wealth of information. Bearded Picker is a wealth of information when it comes to RA retail arbitrage. And I'm learning from that guy. So that's a good place to be to learn from that. Let's see. Tommy, look at your favorite restaurant on Yelp or DoorDash. Places you know are amazing with terrible reviews. Yep. Mm-hmm. Samantha says, I tried arbitrage once and it was a hit and miss. You have to have the price right. Yes, and you have to price it right, but you have to get a good price to be able to make that work. It's even, we talk about getting a good price on eBay to resell. It's even more amplified on Amazon, because I think I'm shooting for 10x on eBay. I mean, you're really going for like 4 or 5x on Amazon on a good item. And sometimes 3x is acceptable. John B says, got my second neg in 11 years this week. My reply burned him. Bring it on. Yeah. I just wish that sellers would not give the power to these buyers to hold that kind of thing, just a negative review over our heads. It's just like, okay, do what you got to do. Just doing our best says, buyers don't realize that shipping costs have increased, but they'll still leave a negative for shipping costs. Very disappointed. But you could fight that, because if they leave a negative saying the shipping was too high, they agree to the terms and conditions at the time of the sale, and they're bound by those terms and conditions, and they can't leave you a negative because of that. You can get that removed. Gus K says, accidentally dropped the price on one of my items by 50%, and I still got lowball offers. I quickly adjusted the price back to its original price. Yeah. Sometimes you'll get offers and go, oh, crap. And you'll be like, time to make an adjustment here. And, now if you get an offer, I think you're going to have the end item sell similar on that one. Keep calm and grind. You're the only person who can affect your ability to stay positive and keep moving forward. Don't let negative trolls decide your fate. Yes, absolutely. And that is very tough, especially when you're a YouTuber. You get a lot of negativity, a lot of negative trolls that try to push your buttons. And even more so than on eBay. But the whole thing combined, you really just got to stay positive as you can. Let's see. Honor Squad, don't you change something when you end sell similar? Yes. I try to maybe change a promoted rate on an item, because when I do it in bulk, so let's say I'm doing it, 10 to 20 of them, maybe I've glanced through the listing, the titles all look right, and that bulk of listings that I'm trying to edit or end item sell similar. And maybe it's just the promoted rate. Maybe I'm going from a 5.1 to a 7.1, something like that, and then just launch them. FCG Collectibles, how can I reach you guys at Flipping It Easy about some questions on TreeCat? Do you guys have an email? Yes. flippinainteasy2020@gmail.com. I'll flippinainteasy2020@gmail.com. I put it in the chat if you're still there. I know I'm about 20 minutes behind, so hopefully you're still here, but it's in the chat if you want to get a hold of me by email. Andy says, did somebody say moist large package? Not I.
Nope.
Tommy says, I lower price 5% every month when relisting. That's all. Also, the price drops are what help more than so relist or sell similar. Yes, I believe that is a very, very good idea. EVS says, I read feedback and try to buy from small sellers if possible. Samantha has a question. Do you sell through Instagram? No, we don't.
No.
I'm sure it's a thing. I just never really branched out to something like that. Roman says, is it better to have one person working with you than 3 people working for you? Depends on the person. If you have if one person's better than a handful of people, more competent, then that's what you want. Larry Todd says, I sell stuff that is older than me. Damn, it's getting hard to find that stuff. Shopping with Cheryl says, when items are new, do you mention open for pictures and ensure the item is complete? So when items are new, it needs to be new. When items are open, the package is opened, then it's open box. And then I'll say, the item's in new condition, that type of thing. There is definitely a difference, because if you say an item is new and it doesn't have all the internal packaging, it just comes loose in a box, it's not the same experience for the buyer. Buyers have, especially if you have a buyer from Amazon, new on Amazon, I think is a different definition altogether than new on eBay. You just got to look at the listings. It's like so many people say their item's new when it's really not. Mm-hmm. Gooch Slayer says, found a winning product on Alibaba and my eBay has exploded. There you go. I know sourcing with like, what the heck is that tool? It's not Terapeak, but it's, darn it. I wish someone probably going to refresh my memory, but it's a tool that's out there, and you can do product research from Alibaba or some of these companies in China that will allow you to place a large order on something. Yeah, that kind of works. I know a lot of people do that, and if you find the right items, you can really make a lot of money. Samantha Hunter says, thumbs up for flipping ain't easy. Please, thank you. Smile. My smiles are kind of funky anyway. But we have Junk Trader is with us, as Ken. Big Dre says, I'm late today, busy sourcing, shipping, and organize the storage unit. Sales are slow, 2 or 3 items a day right now. Find of the week is a Game Boy SP Mint with a game paid $14.99, comp show $150. That's nice. 10X is always a sweet spot kind of flip. Midwest Picker says, eBay is not working properly, or is the economy just that bad? I can't even get offers when doing a 35% off sale anymore.
Wow.
I don't know what it is, because my second store sucks. We can, now again, we haven't done really any listings and stuff, but even when we were, it wasn't doing so great anyway. I really think your store health, your peripherals, like your sell-through rate, it's weighted a little bit more than maybe most people just even realize it is. I'm starting to really see that. Beard says, so John, another book review tonight. Have you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad yet? I haven't even read Single Dad, Married Dad yet. I haven't read any book. I've been so swamped with everything. I just don't have time to sit back. I guess I could throw a book on. I could throw the book on, but I'm just so swamped.
You could have listened to it when you were watching Primo.
I like Primo though. I'm not going to do that to Primo. I mean, look, I'm sure I know they're listening. They're part of the community. They're even saying pretty good things about TreeCat. I mean, he doesn't have to do any of that stuff. So I want to show the love and make sure that
it was really a joke, but you just took that really to heart.
But I sometimes I can't tell when you're joking with me. Kent says you can always get cheaper, but are you going to get good stuff cheaper? That's the answer to the question. See, Tommy says Nelco is very similar to Rollo, but has Bluetooth, prints nearly twice as fast and much darker print on labels. So
Nelco makes printers, not scales, says Ken.
See, that's what I thought he meant, a printer, but you thought he meant a scale.
I guess I'm confused, because we were talking about scales, and then all of a sudden we're talking about printers.
Mine has a question for Beard. Out of curiosity, what kind of profit are you generally trying to make when you pick up RE items for Amazon? Meant to ask this on the podcast comments, but I think I forgot. So,
I think he's right.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about the answer for him. But yeah, currently 3 to 400% on RA. Not every item, but I have found some killer stuff that sells out within a few hours. So that's like a 3 to 4x flip. So I do know from my conversations with Beard that he'll accept a 3x flip, but I think the underlying factor is much more than that. It's the rank, the sales rank. So, and every category has a different number. So, 100,000 sales rank in one category could be great for that category, and 100,000 sales rank can be horrible for another one. So you have to know your categories and understand where that falls in, because that's going to tell you how fast it's going to sell. I mean, 3X is good if it can sell in the next few days, but it's horrible if you're going to hold on to that thing for about a month or two. Paul Rose says, very mixed messaging from eBay. Keep getting messages, offers, promotions to encourage me to list more, but they aren't pushing the large amount I already have spent the time and energy listing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. Todd's stealing all the sales again. Yep. He's always stealing the sales with his cha-ching self.
He's a cha-ching king.
Sadistics says, no more FedEx for me. Used them once in a long time. They destroyed my item and resulted in my first negative from a buyer. I'll stick with UPS for bigger packages. We'll see how it goes with this situation I'm dealing with FedEx. It's not the end of the world. The rep that I'm dealing with is not as responsive as the rep that we had last year.
She's not even responsive at all.
She's responsive to some questions about claims and stuff like that, but never reaching out like the other one was. Says, hey, just want to check in, everything good. Maybe that first rep kind of spoiled me,
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Major expectations.
Well, then that's something to learn from. Maybe they need to do better. Thomas says, relist message buyers, something like an item you were watching has been relisted. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Celine 235 says, how can I sell an Apple product or a generic brand product made for an Apple product without getting a Vero strike? Well, that's a good question. You could say for Apple, whatever, right? If it's a generic. So for Apple, instead of saying it's an Apple.
Compatible with?
Well, yeah.
I know there was some controversy in
compatible with or
verbiage.
For. So for Apple Watch, what is it now? 7 or 8, case, whatever, that type of thing. Maya says, so then you're mainly picking up discontinued items. The reason I ask is because I always wonder why anyone bothers ordering on Amazon when I can go get stuff at the store cheaper. That's part of it. You have discontinued items. So let's say a certain kind of product is now, you can't find it anywhere, right? But you can find it on Amazon for someone who's found it. You're going to be willing to pay a little bit more because you're not going to be able to find that discontinued item anymore. But also regional items. So something that sells well in Southern California, a certain brand that someone in Nebraska or New Hampshire, they can't get. Maybe they're a transplant and they're missing that certain thing from California. That also is a thing too.
Yeah.
Vegas never sleeps. No,
they actually, well, no, they don't. That's the saying. However, since COVID lockdowns, Vegas isn't the same as it used to be. There are a lot of restaurants that do close. Their Walmarts are not 24 hours anymore. It's just a whole different world out here now.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get while you're talking, I was trying to get the tool queued up for the drawing. We're going to get that going pretty soon. Oh. Beard says, I go to 28 or so stores each day and find 2 to 3 items in a store, never the same. So you can't just go buy a discontinued item that is disappearing. I believe you are 100% correct, sir. You have to look at what's been selling, and that is going to dictate if you buy it or not. April Rain says, thumbs up and hoping for a cha-ching. I'm a redhead, though, so maybe it won't happen.
No, we want all you redheads to
It's the stepchildren
succeed.
We have a problem with.
Stop yourself.
Nick Picker says, had a buyer reach out to me this weekend. I sold them an iPad keyboard case 4 to 5 years ago. They said the corner broke and their iPad won't stay on it anymore. What did he really expect me to do?
Wow.
I mean, even the manufacturer won't give you that
Yeah.
kind of warranty. Sook's with us. Says, is anyone having slower Saturday and Sunday sales than they've had in the past? Curious because they're just usually my best days and not so much lately.
Yes, we just were saying that on Friday.
But I think that's because I wasn't on both. Well, Saturday, mainly Saturday, I wasn't really doing a whole lot, but having scheduled items list.
That poker table.
Tommy says sales go down mostly because of handling time and vacation mostly, but mine's been same day handling. My that makes more sense. If you only went to a couple stores, you wouldn't come away with much. Yeah. And guess what? We have Craigslist Hunter with us. No surprise there. He watches the show, but thank you there, Pete, for being here. Awesome to see you. I agree with this statement. This is probably the most accurate statement for the whole show.
Kent has so much to say. He just doesn't know how to get it out.
The wisdom in that statement. I just love it. Beard says, John, Jenna's right. Pass on the tablet, get a MacBook, and use notes.
Right?
I don't know, man. I was very impressed with this gadget.
You are all bells and whistles. You know, they look and sound really pretty when they're going.
I'll have to do a show and tell when I get it. Glenda says, I'm with John. I love gadgets, but mine are cooking gadgets. I have a whole baker's rack full of cooking gadgets I love.
We have all those too, but not.
We have a smoker that's 5 years old. I'm looking for every excuse to move on to there's one by Masterbuilt. It's a charcoal gravity-fed smoker. It's a grill/smoker, so you get that charcoal flavor. So I'm itching to get that, but you know, it is what it is. Can't get everything we want. Henri Squaw says, how is that going to work with TreeCat? Wondering if we're talking about what
end and sell similar.
They don't do an end and sell similar process. It's an end, or they call it a delist, which is end/relist, and that seems to be the preferred way to do it. When you talk to the folks like Tommy, who's done both processes, that the relist feature is more preferable than the sell similar. Noah Designs says, pro tip: if negative feedback getting you down, talk to a crackhead to cheer you up. You'll be amazed on how they cook at home. Wow. Sook says, when ending and selling similar, I highly encourage changing one little thing in your title. Yeah, maybe move the words around. There's so many things that you can look at and go, wow, why did I not have this item specific filled out? Or why did I have the title this way? Or why is my price so high? There's all kinds of things that you can do. Pat Sullivan, Old Neb, says, first time in the chat, both of you do a great job and I get so much useful information. I'm liquidating my late husband's collection of car parts and tools. Cubic shipping is great for those items. Yes, yeah. Heavy, small, where the dimensions are somewhat like similar, you're going to find that you're going to get a better deal with Cubic. So thank you for tuning in. And I'm so sorry about your late husband, but I got to tell you, maybe and you know, by selling all these things, you found something that maybe can, give you something to do. And a lot of people love reselling. Just ask Larry Todd; he loves it, even though he probably doesn't need to. Beard says eBay knew is killing eBay. It confuses the customer. A lot of things with eBay confuses the customer. How about posting the item that they just bought at a cheaper price? They're going, wait, okay, I can get this for $10 cheaper. That causes a lot of problems. Celine says, how can I sell an Apple product without getting a Vero strike? Good question for the masses. I don't have a definitive answer, but I've sold Apple things before without any problems. If you're selling knockoff stuff as original Apple stuff, that's bad.
That's bad.
Put like for Apple iWatch. Don't put Apple iWatch band if it's not an Apple iWatch band. Thomas is being an Apple authorized seller. If you're getting Vero, I've sold many Apple items, no Vero. I've sold many. Instead of trading in my phones, I'll sell them instead of letting the phone companies take advantage. Yeah. Let's see. Sook says, it amazes me the amount of sellers that undercut the market and ruin it for other sellers. The race to the bottom.
Roman's here. You passed him on.
I know Roman's been here. He's been saying all kinds of things about Tommy. You didn't see that?
Oh, no.
No, you didn't hear. And then something happened with fake news. And Beard found a $6.49 item times 10, have sold 5 for 154. Not typical, but home runs are out there if you look enough. And he's 100% right. I've asked him about that, and he's shown me, and I'm like, wow, it really makes me want to get out there, and it's going to happen. What always comes to mind for me are the people who source from places like Marshall's. Usually those people don't double their money, just pick up volume. And that's the first thing that we did when we went
made
full-time.
that mistake.
And it was a mistake. We're all proud of it. We're like posing. We're doing like the whole prison poses where you're posing in front of you ever seen like the inmate photos where they're like getting low, together, and we have the product in the background.
Inmate photos.
The prison photos. That's exactly what kind of photos those were. And we were all proud of the product that we had, and it was crap. Remember those owls? Remember those owls that wouldn't shut up? We bought these toy owls, and we thought, oh, these are so cool. They're on clearance. That was horrible. Tommy says, when them eye drops hit a few years ago, it blew my mind. $6 eye drops sold for 150 to 200 within seconds. No gating. Yep. It's still a thing. Maya says, I was in the middle of typing a comment, so the chat jumped a lot. I thought I missed something.
Oh.
JNS Reseller says, not me. I've been finding my Saturdays and Sundays are my busiest. Historically weekends are the best. But
lately it's crazy.
Samantha says, question, do you or your FAE viewers have any advice on how to sell old cell phones on eBay or trash it for parts? No, just sell them. Look up the comps. If they work, even the older phones will sell. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe not for as much as you want, but I promise you're going to get more money on eBay than trading them in.
Right, and you can sell them for parts or repair also if you can't get them to work.
Dillman says, y'all ever had to deal with a Walmart store suspension? Not I. Someone like, you might want to check his channel out. I haven't seen him in a while. Ed, Hustle and Grow, his channel. He talks about Walmart all the time. He sells on Walmart. Sook says, search solds on Under Armour jock straps. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Just put in Under Armour jock straps. There's a lot of disgusting things online.
There's a lot of bad, terrible things that get sold on eBay.
We're kind of getting close to the part of the show where I want to get some folks some merchandise here. So let me get this up here. The giveaway tool time. And we're going to do 2 drawings. And I'm going to make it simple.
Don't.
What?
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Yeah, I know what word you're going to use.
What am I going to use?
I'm not going to say it out loud.
Well, why not?
Because
this thing is not working. I can't find the stupid thing. Okay, it says I should know to do this, but of course, bear with me, guys. This ain't working so hot.
Go to home.
Well, I'm trying to. Okay, here it is. Just click on that. Okay, here we go, guys. I apologize. All right, we're gonna go.
I know it.
Okay, so the keyword that we're going to use.
They were already typing it before you even put it in.
So we're going to do 2 different drawings. Okay. Like I said, this is a used deal. It's used. Okay. Has
open
a little
box.
It's a postal scale.
But in very great condition.
I'll even include the batteries, even though you're not really supposed to have them. But okay. That's the scale. It's not an always on type situation, so it'll stay on a couple minutes. Okay, you got to provide a cable for it. So a USB-C, like your phone cable, will work.
We didn't have one.
I don't know where it's at. I think I might have one. I do have one. I have one with it. It's back here. I have one. There is one with it.
You can't give it away without a cord, sir.
I have one back here.
We have the biggest tote of cords.
So we're going to do this. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to put in the word #moist, capital M-O-I-S-T, just like this, if you want to copy and paste it. Now I'm going to be in the drawing.
Well, you can't win.
Hashtag moist. And I'll give you guys a couple minutes.
Said swampy.
And we are going to allow you guys a couple different chances. We're going to have a different word for the Rollo scale. So we'll do something different there.
Yeah. And
I'll get this queued up while I'm waiting for you guys. And we got Larry Todd, or sorry, Ken says moistly moistest.
God. When is this phase gonna end?
Look,
honestly,
I'm not the one that's encouraging it.
It's Beard, enough already.
So we're gonna share the screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. And you guys see there in the screen that, I'll blow it up for us to see it, that it's moist. Okay. And I'll select start getting the comments when we're ready. Why is that?
Paul, you are not to give in.
All right.
You've been very good.
Everyone got their hashtag moist in there? Got a few more that's adding in. Yeah. I want to make sure everyone has a chance. Does it like feel disgusting when you're typing it in? All right, you guys ready? We're about to go.
Andy says, I don't want it.
Okay, here we go. You guys ready?
Okay, ready, set.
We're going to start collecting the comments. There's 44.
Okay, get ready, set, go.
Okay, here we go. Good luck. This is not for the Rollo scale. This is for the green one. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? The winner is Lenny K.
Lenny K! Woo!
Now, again, you have to be subscribed to the channel. You got to hit the like button. And this is where you got to send me the email with your contact information. Look at the chat. I have my email address there.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do another one.
Congrats, Lenny.
Yeah. We're going to do Rollo.
Thank God.
Hashtag Rollo for the Rollo printer. So type that in, guys. Hashtag Rollo. Again, I'm not a Rollo fan. I'm not sponsored by Rollo.
Damp.
Yeah, hashtag damp will win you the third prize, which is nothing. Hashtag Rollo. And trust me, guys, this is probably one of the better scales. I can't say the best scale, but the fact is that I've been using it for a couple days, and I absolutely love the thing. So it's going to hopefully go to a good home. I still see people typing in hashtag Rollo. We've got 175 watching us right now. It's actually worth taking a moment to go type in hashtag Rollo. And not going to cost you guys a thing.
And I have to say, I'm super proud of all those that watch, but they don't comment. And you guys are entering into the giveaway, and this is really cool.
How many likes have we got?
143.
Okay. So we need more likes, guys. Hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because if that's not the case, you can't win. You got to have that. Wet Rollo don't work. So I think we're pretty much there. So let's get drawn here. I know you guys want to get this rolling, so let's go. We've got 51 entries.
All right.
Let's collect some more. Are you guys done? All right, here we go.
Moist Rollo, Nick.
Has to be hashtag, though. Can't be Rollo by itself. Hashtag Rollo.
Hashtag Rollo.
We've got 44 entries. Okay, we're going to go.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. Go. Ready? Who's going to win? Who is the winner of the Rollo scale? Mike Seller.
Mike Seller! Woo!
All right. Awesome. So, Mike, you know the routine. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button. And the email is in the chat there.
Do it again.
Flipping Ain't Easy 2020 @gmail.com.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these are so fun when we get a chance
I love doing giveaways.
Yeah, we get a chance to give away. It's always fun. So thank you guys for being a part of it all, and thank you for being here. I think that's where we're going to leave off, though. I don't see a whole lot of questions or anything like that.
I don't know how you can read that.
I don't know either. I don't know how it got that way. The screen got all screwed up.
You were messing
we got Happy 2020. Tom says thank you, liked and subscribed.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. Jess says wet roller don't work because moistness and electricity don't mix. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
So thank you guys for all being here. I want you guys to, let's get Monday off on a good note. The sales are out there. Get consistent with your routine. I promise you, as long as you have decent stuff to sell, your routine is going to make a huge difference in, whether or not you make a couple sales or quite a few sales. And that's just from my experience. Yeah, Tommy says it's rigged. Yep. Because you said all those bad things about Rollo, Tommy. That's probably what happened. So again, guys, sales to me, I think, are as good as they were last year for many categories. For some, they're still slow. I get that. And you got to find the answer. The answer's out there, guys, whether it's what you sell or how you're selling it. You got to find out what that answer is. And the folks that figure out that answer are going to be more successful. But finding out what that is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week. And we will talk to you guys here very, very soon. Take care.